it's Ella Newton. I play Heather on Dangerous Animals, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Trick or treat!
Guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. I'm so excited to be joined by today's guests. Today, I'm talking to Ella Newton, who plays Heather in Dangerous Animals. Ella, thank you so much for your time today.
Hey Pat, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So, love the film. Probably one of my favorite shark films, shark-based. I know it's not strictly like a shark film, but shark-based films that I've seen in a long time. So, first off, just congratulations on the film. What was it about Dangerous Animals that I guess like initially caught your attention to both like the story, but also the character of Heather?
Well, I was already a fan of Sean Byrne. I liked his movies before. So I was a fan and I was excited to work with him. It's always fun doing films in Australia. Um, the Gold Coast is a beautiful location. And I liked Heather. Like, I don't know, I liked how sweet she was as a character. And I just like, I thought it was kind of a good challenge as well because sometimes I find playing a sweet character, it you you can feel like there's not a lot of substance, but I think yeah, so I thought it was a good challenge to try and like bring something else into her.
To it, yeah. And what
Yeah.
was, I'm curious for you, what was your relationship with sharks prior to working on Dangerous Animals, and has that changed for you at all after working on the film?
I wasn't scared of sharks before the film. I'd never really, it's just not a fear of mine. During the film, I got a bit scared because we were filming like in the ocean at 3 a.m. at night. Um, and yeah, that kind of changed. I kind of got a little scared at some points.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. You guys were filming in the ocean at 3 a.m.
Yeah, like yeah, and it
Wow.
was
And
cold.
yeah, I was to say, how cold was the water at that time?
It was cold. They took really good care of us, obviously, but like we were filming on this boat and and I'm like strapped up on the crane at one point. We're jumping ahead, but
Yeah.
um
And spoilers,
it was
guys, real quick
cold.
before we go any further, just because I forgot to mention that. But this
Yeah,
interview
yeah,
will
yeah.
contain spoilers. But yeah, so man, I can't imagine that. That's good though that they took care of you guys and made sure that
Yeah,
your kid was.
they got a spa for us, for like between takes because we'd get so cold in the water that they had to like quickly move us into a spa. It was kind of fun. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, well, that's nice, and I'm glad that yeah, you guys were taken care of. What was it like to explore the shark subgenre mixed with serial killer subgenre as well, kind of from a different angle? We haven't really seen, at least off the top of my head, we haven't really seen something done like this before.
Yeah, it was cool. I like how they did that. Yeah, obviously the sort of storyline is that sharks aren't the most evil thing that you have to be worried about, and it kind of flips the genre on its head a little bit. And I love doing horror. I think it's really fun. So, yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy too. Like, because I mean, we've had shark movies, going back to all the way to Jaws, and we've had a number of them over the years. So it's always fun and exciting when you can do a film and you're able to find something new to add to the genre. So that was not really expecting that kind of going in. I tried to go into this thing as blind as possible, which is always, I think, the best way to watch these films. Can you talk about filming specifically the cage diving scene with the sharks? And have you done anything like that before?
No, I really hadn't done anything like that before. We had to get our like a scuba diving license. We spent a few days in a pool, a deep one. Um, and I actually found that quite scary. It made me a little bit claustrophobic, I think, like being under the water for that long. I had a couple of freakouts, but then I really enjoyed it and I felt this like sense of peacefulness. And I mean, I wasn't like we were in a cage, but the sharks weren't actually around us. They were put in post, so it was pretty chill.
I was wondering because I thought I was watching another interview for Dangerous Animals, and someone was mentioning that like one of the stunt guys or something actually got
Okay,
like
has someone mentioned that? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, that someone got like attacked or at least like bumped by the
Yeah,
shark or something. And I was like, well,
yeah.
that's kind of terrifying. I feel like afterwards I would be a little hesitant to like,
So that happened the day before I was doing my death scene where um and then we were just hearing whispers about it and that was kind of scary. Yeah, the poor guy, someone did get sort of dragged by a shark. Like
geez.
he was wearing fins or flippers on his feet, luckily. And I think a shark, I'm not 100% sure, but I think a shark grabbed onto the flipper and dragged him kind of like, I remember the number being 100 meters, but these
Wow.
things can
Yeah.
sort of get
Telephone.
bigger. But that was really scary and traumatic for him. And they had to sort of rethink a few things after that.
Yeah, and especially I mean for you where you said it was right before that you were going to be doing that scene, so I'm
Yeah.
sure that didn't help you at all going
Well,
into
you know
that.
what? It did help me. It completely helped me because then I was
The
terrified.
fear, yeah.
So it kind of really did help me. Like I really didn't want to be lowered into that water when we were doing it. So it was kind of good. It felt like method.
Yeah, so your fear going into that water, that wasn't necessarily like acting. You were legit
No,
kind of scared at that
I
moment.
was concerned.
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely came across on screen. And what kind of challenges did filming in the water present for you guys? I know we talked about kind of just like the cold temperatures, but was
Yeah,
there anything else that was kind of challenging just being in the elements?
I don't know. I think I think with anything when you're filming it just brings so many it's slower when you add those elements and things like just like swap it. So after I die, like swapping out the body for me and stuff, it just halts things. And then it's windy, it's freezing. Everyone's like, "Ugh." I don't know, but like I don't actually know technically what challenges it added because I'm not sure if I was privy to that. Like I think there would have been conversations, but I was just trying to be warmed.
Yeah. And what about, yeah, speaking of your character's death scene, so kind of what went into filming that? Like obviously you got into this big harness, like getting
Mm,
brought up and lowered down in that, but then did you have to get like a was it like a full body cast done or anything for like your bodies
yeah.
goes?
Yeah, I did. I did get that done. And I loved that fake body. It was just my torso, but like I would carry it. They gave it to me to just like hold on to for a bit, and I would just carry it around. And I thought it was so cool. I really wanted it. I really wanted them to give it to me, but
That must have been
still wait.
surreal to see that like once it was all like put together like
Yeah,
afterwards and then
I just
seeing it.
found I just found it funny. Like I just thought it was funny and cool. But then I sent photos to like my family and my brother, and they did not find it cool. They found it disturbing. But I just thought it was the coolest thing.
They're like, "Ella, what are you doing?"
Yeah, yeah.
That's all, but I mean, it's always cool too, just like the all the art that goes into these kind of things, like the practical effects and everything, and building. What was it? Have you had anything done like that for you before getting like a full body sculpt?
You know, I'd done this was different. But like I'd done the one where they put like um I don't know what the material is, but like silicone on you or something,
Yep.
but just for my face. But this one they used it was digital. I just had to kind of stand there. I just had to stand there in like not much, and they used like a it felt like a laser gun or something. And it was just a few like maybe an hour of just standing very still, but it was very different to it was way better for me than
Yeah.
having to do the clay situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know sometimes I've heard of yeah people where it's like you basically they just like either give you like a small tube to like kind of like breathe out of while you're
Yeah,
all covered
I've
and
had that before, and this wasn't like that. I think the technology's getting better, so that's
well,
good.
that's great for you guys, less that
Yeah.
you guys kind of have to deal with on that end. And can you talk about getting to face off against Jai Courtney's character with Hassie in the film? He definitely gave me vibes of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what I kind of took from some of especially the dancing scene that he had particularly.
He was so good, wasn't he? I'm just like, yeah, I felt so. just watching him, I don't know, Jai made me, I was kind of before Dangerous Animals, I'd been like considering whether or not I was going to keep acting, like I wasn't quite sure. And working with Jai and Hassie and Josh, but Jai really gripped me in this way. Like I found acting with him so enjoyable. Like it just the way he like goes for it makes you really want to go for it as well. And it's so fun acting with him. And I feel really lucky that I met him. Yeah,
So it
yeah,
really
he
kind
was
of
amazing.
like almost like reinvigorated your love for acting.
Completely, completely, like completely.
I love that.
Yeah,
And what about like working with like Hassie too, as you guys are kind of trying to escape this situation?
she's just so cool. She's such a rock star. Like, and she's so, I don't know, I felt really just like she looked out for me in a sort of little sister way and was always checking on me and stuff. And she's just a chiller. I really look up to her. I think she's great. I thought she did so well at the Final Girl
Yeah,
thing. She was tough and it was cool. It was really cool. And I loved acting with her as well. Like I think it I, we would especially in that scene where I'm dying and it was me, Jai and Hassie. Me and Hassie were like both it was like we're both screaming, staring at each other, crying, and Jai was like moving me around on the crane thing and it kind of felt like we were doing theater because everyone else was so far away because it was this like giant over us shot of the whole boat and stuff. So we're kind of performing so big. Like in screen, usually like it's a lot smaller. And
yeah.
it kind of reminded me of when I was younger and I did a bit more theater. And it felt, and because the lights were down on us, it felt like the three of us were doing this crazy theater performance. It was really cool.
That is really cool. And I love you
Yeah.
did a good job too, as far as like making your characters, both you guys, just so easy to root for. I was getting
Yeah.
so like as we were getting towards the end, because there's a couple times where, I thought maybe Hassie's character, she was gonna escape and, finally get
Oh my
away
God, it
and then
was
gets
so
pulled back.
frustrating.
And I'm like, oh, I was like, come on, like what the heck?
Oh my
So
God.
you did a great
That
job with
scene
that.
where she like gets to the beach and
Yes.
oh my God,
I think
when I
that
was
was
watching
the
that, I was
biggest one
like,
for me.
I was screaming watching that. I was like, what the hell? No. And I'd read the script, but you kind of forget
Yeah.
because it's been a year. And so when I was watching that, I could not believe it. Yeah, I was rooting for it too.
It's
But
one
then you
thing
also
to,
see him die because he's so good. Like you kind of don't want him to die as well. It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one thing to, I think, too, also to like read it, but then to actually film it and then like watch it back once it's all put together is a whole different experience as well. You mentioned a little bit about Sean, but can you just talk about the experience of working with him and what makes him stand out as a director for you personally?
He's so dedicated. Like, so I've never seen such extensive preparation. He so he has a vision and the way he directs is that um his shot lists, he hand draws them all
Oh,
and he like and it's like hundreds and hundreds of pages of every shot. He knows exactly what shots he needs and wants and they're incredible and like you could and he draws us like how we look kind of it's really cool. He's really amazing. He's so prepared. He's so passionate. And he's just like a kind, down to earth, caring person, which goes a long way on sets.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that makes it nice for you guys too, just having a director knowing exactly what they're looking for so they can communicate that with you. But I mean, yeah, I mean, the
a
guy's
thousand
got a
percent.
fantastic
Yeah,
body of work so far.
yeah,
And
yeah. He's
just
killing
to
it.
just to wrap things up for you, Ella, is there anything else that you would like to say about your experience of working on dangerous animals and where can fans stay up to date with you moving forward?
Yeah, working on Dangerous Animals, the crew was so amazing. Like I have to like hand it to the stunts team. Harvey, who does a lot of safety and stunt coordination, was so amazing. The makeup team, like making people look kind of just like they didn't really use real makeup on me. They used pigments to look like sunburn and stuff, which I'd never worked with before. And I just thought they were incredible. And it was a real ensemble piece. Like all the crew was so amazing. Yeah. And you can stay up to date with me on Instagram. Um, and yeah, I've got a few new things coming up, but I can't really talk about them yet. So yeah,
Well,
stay
people
tuned.
they'll just have to give you a follow on Instagram because I'm sure as soon as you're able to share that stuff, you'll post it on there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
definitely shout out to the the stunts, hair, makeup, costume designers, all that stuff because a lot goes into it that I think doesn't necessarily always get recognized. I mean, we see their work, but they're not
Yeah.
always like front and center sometimes. So definitely shout
Yeah.
out to all those guys because a lot goes into it. I've gotten to work as an extra on sets and
Yeah.
you don't realize it until I think you're actually on a set, like how many people are on the set and like what kind of work goes
I
into it.
know. And I think when we're talking about like I'm talking about like me being cold or whatever, but like they're there longer than me and they're not put in the spa bath like I am. Like, it's like any complaint that I could have, it's different. So yeah, it's always the crew are the biggest and most important part of every production.
Yeah, definitely got to give them their roses. But I mean, shout out to you guys too. I mean, you guys had an amazing cast, amazing director. Again, congratulations on the film, Ella, and you're welcome back anytime in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hey, it's Ella Newton. I play Heather on Dangerous Animals, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.